Hi guys, Friday. It's in the car day, sorry. And as you can see, I just got my hair cut and colored and all of that. So I'm kind of getting used to it. I think it'll be fun to play with, but you know, hey, we just came back from Asheville, and bone broth pretty much are almost the same thing. The difference is that bone broth is cooked a lot longer, and you put a little vinegar into the broth to extrapolate all those wonderful minerals that are inside of those bones. That's what the whole thing is about. It's about getting the minerals out of the bones. Okay, there you go. So that's the main thing. Chicken stock is more flavorful. It's been cooked longer than a regular broth. Broth hasn't been cooked as long. Stock has been cooked a lot longer. And then the quintessential broths of them all, if you will, is bone broth. And bone broth has a lot to it, you know, and has all those minerals and everything. Thank you. People are saying they like my new haircut. You should have seen that place look like a hair massacre when I left. There was hair everywhere. All right, Faye is asking, what is pharmaceutical grade? Well, I'll tell you, pharmaceutical grade is a whole different thing than regular stuff. Pharmaceutical grade means it's made in a manufacturing place with pharmaceutical grade compliance, which means each batch is tested for efficacy. All raw ingredients are tested and set apart so that they can be tested to make sure that there's nothing in it that shouldn't be in there. The cleanliness factor is, you know, on a par that's just crazy. People wearing hair nets and beard nets and surgical garb and gowns. So there's a whole different thing. The way things are sourced, everything's clean sourced. They're not going for necessarily the cheapest way to make it. They're going for the cleanest way to make it, and that's pharmaceutical grade. So Vanessa is asking about rubbing coconut oil on your thyroid. Does it help, or do you need to eat it? Well, this is the way I feel about it, and I think that's a great question too, Vanessa, because I've wondered that myself. And there's two things to understand. First, that your skin is your biggest organ, and whatever goes into your skin goes into your body. And right below the skin, right here, is your thyroid, your little butterfly-looking gland that's right there, right in front of your larynx, I guess. And so rubbing a little olive oil on, a little coconut oil on there is fine. Ingesting a little bit of coconut oil is fine. You don't want to do too much because that could upset your stomach, but it does give you, you get caprylic acid out of that, which is antimicrobial, antibacterial, anti-this, that, and the other thing, and it's just really good at helping to boost thyroid function. It also has lauric acid in it, and that also helps with thyroid function. So just a little bit is a good thing, and you know, it should be part of your thyroid practice for sure. And then Vanessa was also asking which B vitamin do I recommend from Thorne. They call it B number 6, and I don't know why they do that. That's very confusing, but it's a B complex. And if you look at it, it'll say L-methylfolate, and L-methylfolate is letting you know that it's methylated folic acid. Okay, so that's how you know. But and I think Thorne's really mistaken for doing it that way. They should label it right on the label saying methylated B complex. That's all you need to know. There you go. All right. Rachel says, what are your thoughts on resistant starch? Well, there's several things about resistant. She was talking about how Alan Christensen had done my thyroid thing and how she had seen some things from him, and it's, obviously everything she was asking about was like, well, Alan's really big into the whole resistant starch thing. What do you think about it? Well, resistant starch is an interesting thing. It's sort of like, and by the way, I'm not driving, you guys. I'm in the passenger side. Mark is driving. There is the steering wheel right there. He is a driver.
We're stopped.
We're stopped. And yes. I know I didn't flip the screen, so somebody is inevitably going to say, oh my gosh, she was doing that while she was driving. No, I wasn't. Anyway. Yeah, Donna, I would follow the money on that study because coconut oil is actually good for the arteries. So, yeah, and look at the cholesterol myth, read that book and look at some things beyond what the American Medical Association recommends, because a lot of times the stuff they're talking about and they're spouting off is like old studies that are 20, 30, 40 years old. So you got to look at everything. Anyway, back to the whole resistant starch thing. So resistant starch, you can get it from like plantains, which are like big bananas, green bananas. You can get it before they turn ripe. Potato starch is another source. Sushi rice is another source. So here's the thing that you need to look at. When a potato, for example, it has been cooked and then cooled, and you can even heat it up again, but cooked and then cooled, it turns the starch into resistant starch. And same with sushi rice. When you're eating sushi, that rice is resistant, which means that it goes into your stomach, and rather than be converted into sugar like it would normally, it goes into the gut and actually helps to feed your gut as resistant starch. So it acts like a prebiotic. That's the whole thing with resistant starch. Now, there's lots of ways you can do that. Vinegar is a prebiotic too. And I'm okay with starch. I mean, I think it's good. It helps with insulin resistance, blood sugar levels. It helps with heart health, diabetes, all kinds of things. The whole thing, of course, is just going back to what works for you. And I really do like, rather than this, I really do like vinegar. I think vinegar is a wonderful thing too, because it has the ability, apple cider vinegar, organic, with the mother, of course, has the ability to lower blood sugar, just like that, has the ability to help with heartburn and GERD, excuse me, helps with digestion, and is a wonderful prebiotic. So those are the reasons why I like all those things. And let's see what else we have here. That's it for my questions. And I know like 2 questions came in late last night, and honestly, I'd written everything out. See, I wrote them all out on my paper so that I could have an opportunity to talk to you right now. So anyway, there you go. That's how it all works. Somebody was just asking about nut butters. I would go with an almond butter. Go with organic always. Stay away from peanut butters as much as you can. As much as we all love peanut butter. Even with organic peanut butter, there's this stuff called aflatoxin that develops within the shell, next to the shell and the peanut and the skin. And it is a known carcinogen. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter if it's organic or not, it still develops in a lot of them. So you got to be careful of stuff like that. We have to look at those different things. And the way that they silo peanuts and what have you, that's one of the ways that this mold develops. Slow down. Just telling him to slow down. There you go. And as far as any low carb breads, I'm sure there's low carb bread out there, but if you want to have that on occasion and you find something that's not terrible, then sure, have it or whatever. Or even a sourdough is less egregious than a lot of these other things. And Rachel says, thank you for answering. So now I can eat my sushi rolls with brown rice and not feel guilty. Actually, you got to do it with white rice, honey. Sorry, but the brown rice doesn't work. Isn't that funny? It's white rice, and it's cooled, chilled white rice that works. Brown rice won't do it. White rice will. So there you are. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. Just enjoy it. I love sushi, and yeah, I'm like. Every time I eat sushi, I'm always saying, I'm getting my resistant starch. Yay. All right, so I hope you guys have a great time. And listen, it's Super Bowl coming up, so go make some wings or something for Sunday. Right? You got that? Tomorrow is Soulful Saturday. Tune in at 1 o'clock, and I will have, I've got a really good topic for you. I can't wait to share that all with you. And I'm going to go have a date with my lovey right here. The guy driving. Yeah, that guy. All right, have a good one. Bye, guys.